Alrighty, so getting some work done on the Mustang. I got the top end tore down, radiator's out. Last night I went and took care of this side. So what I did is I took out the strut, the spring, disconnected everything to be able to get to the engine mount nut. Got that side done last night. And I got this side done just a little bit ago. So I'll show you on the other side. That's the engine mount right there. So it's got one on either side. Got that taken care of. Now, let's see if I can do this. No, I don't think you'll be able to see it from here. But down underneath this lip here, there's two more bolts that hold on the cross member for the transmission. You gotta undo those guys. I already have the wiring harness off for the transmission, and also the wiring harness for the engine, as you can see, is off of there. This right here, actually, these two connectors, that's what connects up the transmission. Because it's a manual, it doesn't have many wires going to the transmission, so that was kind of nice. So once the engine is done and out of the car, then I need to drop the K-member, and that's when I'm going to take out the lower control arms. As you can see on this side, this one is very old. This one hasn't been replaced since the car was made, and since it's 2000. It's 18 years old. Which is funny because this side steering is very much so hard. That was an interesting way to word it, but it's fine. Whereas this side, this I replaced last year because this little, I don't know exactly what to call it. It's the pivot point, because this is the steering knuckle, the suspension, the strut would come right through here. Spring sits right back in here. And this one, there we go. So as you can see, this one I can turn. I can't do that with the other side. So that's gonna need a new one. Now, back in here, among all this crap, that's the K-member. This is the new one for the V8. So you can see, actually, I have one of the mounts for it. This goes on this side, I do believe. Yeah, just like that, I think. To be honest, I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure it goes on there like that. So that one's been sandblasted. Right now it's just got a coat of some rust preventative. I'm trying this stuff right here. If it'll focus. It's gonna focus. There we go. So I need to order some epoxy primer based paint for the front K-member. Gonna coat that, try and do as much rust preventative as I can. I mean, I'm gonna try and keep this car as a summer only kind of car, just because I want to keep it nice. So I also got to tear out the rear end components, because I have to swap the suspension from a V6 suspension to a V8 suspension. I just got the stock factory V8 suspension. We're gonna see how it goes. For right now, it'll be fine. What else? Oh, the front. Oh, what's it called? I don't even know. Whatever that's called. I'll put like a little wording here. I can't remember what that's called right now. I don't know why. Tie rod end. It's a tie rod end. Yeah, you figured it out. So that front tie rod end was a pain in the butt. I mean, you can see that I hammered on it pretty vigorously. I actually ended up having to grind this down after heating it, and you can see the rubber's all burnt up now and everything. It was a pain in the butt to get that taken care of. But now that it is taken care of, I got that out. I got the other side was out before. That one was pretty easy because, again, I replaced it last year because I had the front lower control arm on the passenger side just sort of drop out from that pivot point. Oh, something interesting I noticed is that on this 3.8 liter, it has 2 intake ports, or what I would assume are intake ports. I don't know what that does. I really don't. I always thought engines only had 1. So if you guys know, be sure to let me know because I'm really curious. Just comment below if you know what that is. I've never seen it before. Why I never took out the shifter? I don't know. I should have known. I guess I'm more used to working with like automatics and stuff like that. But yeah, shifter is sitting in there, and that's why the transmission is getting caught up. So now I'm gonna do what I should have done earlier and actually disconnect the shifter. Well, engine and transmission are out of the car. Holy mackerel. Wowzers, that was a pain. So this plus the rest of the shifter that's sitting in the car was getting stuck in there here. So inside here, this was sitting here, and when I came in, well, it sits like this, but this was all the way pressed up against the body like that, and that's why it wasn't coming out. It's literally just 2 10mm bolts, nothing crazy. Oh, now there's a giant hole in my car with pretty sure that's ATF. Pretty sure. You know what? We'll go see. Oh yeah, it's ATF. It looks like the car is bleeding. Huh. Oh well. But nevertheless, the engine is officially out of the car over there. Now it's just about separating the transmission from that bell housing and that engine, because I'm keeping the transmission. All that stuff needs to be replaced because of the V8. So let's see here. Where did I go wrong? I went wrong by not removing the shifter. I didn't remove the headers. They're still, as you can see, they're both sitting in there. What else? I didn't remove the drive shaft because I couldn't get the bolts connecting it to the rear end off. So I was like, I'll take care of that another day. And that made it so their transmission didn't really want to go back. That was not my best decision. Oh, by the way, this ratchet strap here, don't do that. That's not safe, because it could have easily come off of there, and these aren't actually attached back here, so a whole transmission would have just slammed on the ground. However, luckily it did not do that, and it stayed on. So sometimes, even though the idea is dumb, it might work, but play it safe. I fully plan on now taking off the transmission, the bell housing, and then actually mounting that to the engine. So I'm just crating around the engine on its own. But yeah, That's gonna wrap it up for this video. I got basically everything I wanted to get done. The next thing is going to be to remove the K-member, remove those two headers, because I got to put the shorties and I got to make sure that those are going to fit. Paint the new K-member, make sure that one fits, and then start working on prepping the engine bay. I got to pull out the rear end and the suspension components back there, getting that all taken care of so that can be all replaced with the V8 suspension. The only difference between the V8 and the V6 is because the V8's heavier, it needs the higher spring compression that suspension offers. And like I said, I'm just doing it for simplicity, using a stock V8 transmission or suspension setup versus going and buying new coilovers and all that stuff, because that's a lot of money. But maybe in the future, something to look forward to. I don't know, but oh well. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Yeah, that was a fun day. Goodness gracious. Oh, I'm ready for a break though. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab something to eat because I don't think I've eaten anything today. Yeah, see you guys later. Look at the poor Jeep and Aaron's Mustang out there. And then the truck.